Hello YouTube, hello again, my name is Thundra, and today I'm playing Biospheres, and this is the second part. Actually, spoiler alert, but I find diamonds towards the end, but I'm not going to cover that. What I'm going to cover is, recently Hutch posted a video where he talks about, he got a little bit depressed, and, he quit machinima, he quit YouTube, and he thought he was finished with it, and, he felt really weird. And I want to talk about that for a bit today. Personally, I don't know Hutch. I don't know him personally. I know him by his videos. I know what he's done over the years, and I've watched him grow. I've been here for a while, like I've said before, and it's no surprise when I see somebody quit and then come back. And I'm not saying it's something bad. I'm just saying it tends to happen here in YouTube. It kind of gets really addictive. You get really addicted to the community, and you want to come back. What I want to talk about is what happened, why, or I don't know what happened exactly with Hutch. I don't know, I don't know him personally. But by the way he talked, I've been in that position before. I've felt like that before. So I want to talk a little bit about that. You see, I'm a college student, and I attend a college in a different place from where I live. So I can say I'm an 8-hour flight away from home. That's a flight. That's probably an 8-hour, 6-hour flight. So I live away from home. I actually decided that I wanted to go to college, but I wanted to leave everything behind. I wanted to leave my friends. I wanted to leave my family because I wanted to become independent. And that sort of point, I didn't become actually fully independent, as my parents still pay for my college. I do, however, work, so I pay for my own stuff. At the end of that, like games, if I have any nights out, weekends, whatever it is, that's the kind of stuff that I still pay for. And I pay for my rent, which of course I thought it was logical, because I was the one that came up with the idea to leave my hometown. I'm not the best student. I'm not the A+ student. I'm probably the B- student, the one who rarely applies himself and gets low scores, B-, C+. And it's difficult. I've been out of home for about a year and a half now, and it started out really fun. Your first day, you come to the city, because where I live is the city. And you're like, wow, you get really excited, and you forget that you're on your own. You're on the city. You don't know the city. You don't know anyone, because at that time I had just gotten here, so it was rough. It was actually pretty harder than what I thought it would be. So the first time I got here, I was very confused, at first, because it was a huge city, by the way. So it was like, what? And lucky enough for me, before I came to college, I actually had taken a year off, and in that year, I managed to work double shifting. I was working 2 jobs at once, so I managed to actually save quite a bit of money and buy myself a car. And so it was logical that when I came here, I actually brought my car. So the first times it was really hard. I was living on an apartment, and I didn't have any roomies, so it was me by myself, and I would go to school. Making friends, it's easy, but it doesn't always mean you're gonna get adapted. You make friends, but you make friends in school. Outside of school, it's a whole different story. It's hard to get into social groups, especially because the school I'm attending, these guys, they known each other since middle school. So they've actually been here for a while. And at the beginning, I was like, wow, it's really uncomfortable sometimes. I feel like I'm an outsider, and truly and really and truly, that's what I was. I was an outsider. I still am. I'm not from this town, so I'm not from the city. So I continued on, and I think my first year must have been my roughest year, especially because college is not easy. if anybody tells you college is easy, that's because they either they either study a lot, or they're really into the whole school thing. Like I said before, I'm not into the whole school thing. I have problems. I have bad studying habits, and it makes my school days a pain in the butt, or a pain in the ass. Nevertheless, my first year was horrible. I started meeting people, but it wasn't like, I met people, and I started conversating with them, and I met people, but it takes time for you to get trust and for you to go out with friends, and that may not be the case for everyone. That may only be the case for me. But like I said, that's how it worked for me at the beginning, and it really took a while. It took a while, and I'm gonna say the first year was horrible. I thought sometimes of leaving it all and going to a community college back home, where I have all of my friends, where I have all of my family members, and it was tough. It was very painful. It's a huge transition you're making in your life when you decide to just go out there and do something new. It's really hard, but I learned from that experience, and what I learned was that you just got to keep trying. You can't just give up because you feel uncomfortable, or because you haven't made the group of friends you were going to think you were going to make, or because you hadn't done what you wanted to do. So the first year passed, and it was very lame. I lived in this apartment. I didn't have a roomie, so it was quite annoying from time to time, because it was just me alone, and I was thinking, wow, I don't know what I'm doing here. And it got to those points, It got to the points where I told myself, wow, what's going on? And then to make things worse, I had this short time a girlfriend who I lasted with about a couple of months, I guess, and then we broke it off. I guess it was on my side, but that's another story. So what I learned from all of that, what I because when something happens to you, the first thing you want to know is what went wrong. How do I learn from this mistake? And the first thing I told myself was that this was no mistake. I chose to be here. I chose to come here and study and make it on my own. So I was gonna stick to my balls, stick to my gut. And fortunate enough, I didn't do anything stupid like get on my car, pack up, and leave. And I failed, like I said, the first year, I think it was the second semester, I failed a couple of classes, and it made me feel like shit, because that was the first time I ever failed a class, and a college class, of course, and that put me on this verge, put me on this sort of mood that I didn't know I had, and well, this is me telling you to my problems. Now it's more actually if you're going through the same thing. Well, what happened was towards the beginning of the third semester, I started meeting. I said I need to know more people from the town. I need to start getting involved in things, because if I stay home, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm actually, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna want to leave eventually, because I know myself. You know yourself. When you're about to do something. From the beginning, if you're going to do it or not. I don't know if that makes much sense. Like, for example, me, I started doing this YouTube thing. I don't know if I'm going to finish it. Probably not. I'm probably going to leave this off. I don't know, the next 5 videos. I'll probably stop uploading. I don't know. But I know myself that I know I'm not a long commitment person. So what I did was, the way I fixed my problems was I got myself a job. One of those part-time jobs in a call center, which surprisingly enough made me to meet a lot of people, a lot of different people. And shortly after that, I moved, and I got together with a roomie, which was probably one of the best choices I could have made. And so this is 1 year in, 1 year 2 months in, and everything starts changing. The whole scenario starts brightening up. I start feeling more welcome into the city. I started getting myself more involved, because the first time I came here, I was like, wow, I wonder, what this is about. I wonder what this is like. And like I said, it was towards my second year that my year, or actually my year and 2 months, that I started meeting enough friends, and I just kind of got into the conclusion that I need to have some fun. I need to forget all about myself, and care for others as well as they might one day care for me. It worked out. It worked out pretty fine, and actually, for the first time in months, I had felt like I was home. I remember talking to my brother one time, and I was very sad. I was a very position where I was like, man, I don't know. I feel like I'm not fitting in here. I don't know. I think I should leave. Thankfully enough, my brother, said, hey, you know what? Just take it out. I mean, just meet some people and take out the fun. And you're already there. I mean, what's going to be the problem? Why are you going to really give all that up just because you had some issues of your own? And so I took his advice, and I started collaborating on my own. And I said, well, screw this. I'm going to keep on to my script. So I kept pushing towards my college, and it's been rough. As far as the college part goes, it's been rough. I knew it was going to be hard going to college. I just didn't know how hard it was going to be. But it was really hard, especially your classes. I wasn't used to doing homework. I wasn't used to doing a lot of things, and then you're here, and you got homework every day. You got to do tests. You got to do partials. You got to do this. You got to do that, and it blows you, man. It terrifies you, and it puts you in a position where you don't know what's going to happen, if that makes much sense. So I pushed forward to college, and I'm not going to say since then I've become a perfect student. I wish I had, but I haven't. I still have horrible studying habits, whereas I don't study at all. I just kind of laze it off, and I have horrible time in college because I don't study. And recently, actually my last semester, it was a little bit easier on me. However, one of my friends passed away, so I actually had to fly out to my hometown and take care of that before I could continue. So then again, I'm feeling much better, and well, that happens. A tragedy happens, and one of my friends passes away. So, like I said, the way I fixed it was, I just started meeting with people. I started hanging out, and every weekend, I try to go out. Try to keep my mind focused on something, and it worked. And pretty much it worked, because before you know it, you suddenly enter this realm of foreigners. Like, oh, you're from here? Oh, wow, I'm from this other place, and I'm from here, and I'm from Houston, and I'm from Dallas. You start kind of how can I explain this? You find some common interest within another person. So I found a common interest, and I was like, wow, I thought I was going to be the only one. And my job helped as well, because you see the job I had actually scored me a lot of friendships, and it really helped me go through with it. It was like, wow, I wasn't the only one feeling like that, and it was actually quite a lot of people. So there I go. I started meeting more friends, and one thing led to another, and before you know it, I have this nice community that I'm involved in, nice friendships, and I have friends. I've made some good friends. I'm not going to say best friends. I think it's too early for that. Trust takes some time, and most of you should know that trust isn't something you get, out of the blue. Trust is something that you have to earn, and once you earn it, you can lose it really quickly if you start fucking around. So that happened, and about a year and 4 months in, I met a girl, which I started dating for a bit, and all of a sudden it started changing, and the mood started changing. So I went from wanting to leave one place, from wanting to dissolve from it and say that at least I tried, to the point where I said, I'm not going to leave. I came here and I'm going to finish what I started. So it went from a drastic change, and like I said, what really helped me was meeting people, being different, and not in a bad way, being different as in being yourself, but expressing yourself differently, and being open to all kinds of things. You're going to meet a lot of people, and I've met crazy people, Unfortunately, the girlfriend part didn't work out as well, and so a year and 4 months, then again I fell back into another depression because of this person, this person who I truly cared for. And I'm not gonna say I love that person. I'm just gonna say I really cared for her. But one thing leads to another, and if that's the way it's gonna be, that's the way it's gonna be, and I'm not gonna change anything about it. Um, so, like I said, I mean, I basically what you want to do is you want to stick to your gut, and if you want my advice, if you're telling me, hey, you know what, I'm gonna actually leave town for going to college or whatnot, what do you recommend? What I recommend is that you make sure you want to fit in, and I know some people have really difficult times with that, but you will, at least you want to find someone you can identify yourself with, and make sure you hang out, make sure you don't stick to one certain group of people, let's say, oh, I met this person and he's awesome, blah blah blah. You want to stay open to more friendships than just one person, and you want to continue on. And if you say, you know what, my where I work has offered me, a place at a town, and I don't know if I should go. Well, definitely, you should definitely go. I mean, there's nothing wrong with traveling out of your home to reside in a different place. I think it's totally normal. As a matter of fact, if I'm offered a job like that, I would definitely take it on the spot, because I don't have any problem on making new friends or starting all over. But in your case, you can try out. If in your job you don't see many people your age, because it happens, hey, I got invited to a job opening. You show up to this job and it's the same thing as school. I'm sorry guys, but school is going to be with you the rest of your life. You show up to new work, and the first thing you think is like, wow, these guys have their own social group. They hang out from their place to their place, and they hang out with their own people because they know they can trust them. And like I said, trust is something that you have to earn. It's not something that you just go up to someone and ask them, hey, you know what, you can trust me or whatever. It's something that you gradually work for. And as far as Hutch, having those difficult times, or anybody out there having those difficult times, I definitely recommend you keep searching. You keep looking for that time that's gonna make you want to have a good time. If that makes any sense. And here I'm gonna go for the diamond. I get the diamond, so it's a happy ending. So I've been here for about a year and 6 months, I think it's been. And these probably have been the best years of my life, the best college years, the best school years I've ever had. They're probably here where I'm currently at. And the thing that's on my mind is never leave college, because whether we like it or not, most of the world revolves around a college degree. So we have to keep trying our best, and if, like I said, I mean, all you have to do is really just go out there and meet people. It really helps you fight depression. And like I said, if you have one, you say, hey, this is my best friend and I met him here and blah blah blah, that shouldn't keep you from finding new friends. I don't think it should. So again, if I'm just watching what I'm doing. Like I said, if you find yourself in a situation like that where you feel a little bit down, you feel a little bit depressed, know that there's always a good exit. It doesn't always end in a bad situation. Just because you feel bad. Do I think Hutch made a mistake by moving on? No, I don't think he did. I think he took his right decision, what he wanted to do. And we all eventually face our own decision. We eventually face the fact what we want to do. Hutch was faced with a decision: do you want to stay here and see what happens, or do you want to go back home and fight on with the decision and do something new? And he chose that for himself. Nobody chose it for him. So that was pretty much it. And if you guys have some sort of some story familiar to that, or some story that is quite like I said, not everybody goes through the same thing. We all go through different things in life. We have different ways of enduring ourselves. But yeah, and I found some Lepus here, but I don't think I'd take it. Oh, I do. I'm fighting my way through the diamonds because I was kind of in a hurry because I had to stop recording. So yeah, guys, really appreciate the time you take here and watching the video. As always, have a wonderful day, guys, and see you next episode.